Hey everybody, good evening. This is Angie Warrington, and unfortunately Blake is not on the line tonight. He is doing something really cool because of Beachbody. He is able to take our son Dylan out to Portland, Oregon. Our son Dylan, who's also a Beachbody coach, is hanging out at the Nike campus for a couple of days, learning graphics and marketing and kind of melding minds with the geniuses at Nike. So Blake's going to be hanging out with Dylan tonight over the next couple of days. So you just got me and some really awesome guests. So with that, I'm going to just jump right into this. As you know, we just finished our 2013 summit in Vegas, and I have to tell you, every summit is very emotional for me. Our first summit, believe it or not, I literally think we had 350 people, and every summit it gets bigger. This year, I have to say, I believe we were close to, I want to say we were over 7,000 coaches this year, and I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. It's just we're growing, and it's a healthy growth. It's a positive growth. Our leaders are doing all the right things as far as getting us positioned in front of our markets and staying true and a lot of integrity with our Shakeology. Vanilla, Yahoo, very good. So what I wanted to do tonight is, you guys hear from Blake and I a lot, and there's a lot of new coaches on here who probably, maybe have not heard from us, but, we're all in. Blake and I are 100% all in with Beachbody, and you guys all know that. Excuse me. And Summit just, is just an opportunity for us to connect with people that we've met over the years, meet new coaches that have just come into our business, get the culture deeper and deeper into our pores and into ourselves, right? And so tonight, I wanted you all to hear from somebody other than myself or Blake. There's a couple people on the line tonight. There's an amazing woman, Karen Williams. Excuse me. She's out of Key Largo, Florida. She's kind of like a celebrity to me. I've been watching this lady on Facebook, and she is amazing. She is a fitness professional. She's an amazing mom. She is super uber fit. And she carries the torch. She walks the walk. She believes in it down to her very core of fitness and nutrition and lifestyle, of being healthy and fit, but also helping people. And Beachbody just fits into her life. And she's doing that, she teaches a lot of different fitness classes from what I can see. So she's very diverse, but she loves Beachbody. And she did something really cool this year. She went and hung out with Chalene Johnson at Camp Do More. So I wanted you guys all to hear from Karen. She's going to talk a little bit about her experience with Summit. And then after Karen, you're going to hear from Michael Laurel, who's also out of Florida, ironically, out of Orlando. He's another fitness professional, and I didn't mean it to happen that way, but I've known Michael for a long time, just through Beachbody. And he's a fitness professional, super uber fit, passionate about helping people. But Summit was a game changer for him, and I think the email I got from him, or the message I got back from him after this Summit was, I'm done messing around. I'm going to get this baby moving. So I'm assuming that Michael's going to be our next diamond in our business at the end of July. Oh, got your feet to the fire on that one, Michael, right? Okay, so everybody, I'm going to turn the call over to Karen, and then Karen's going to turn the call over to Michael, and then Michelle DeMarco, my very dear friend, is going to close out the call. I'm at a women's event, so if it gets noisy, I'll mute myself so I don't make a mess of the call. So Karen, can you please take it away?
Absolutely. Thank you. What a great introduction you just gave me. I'm flattered. I'm going to get right into it because we have to be brief. I know that everybody's really, really busy. So I just want to thank everybody for having me on the call. After meeting some of you at Summit and getting reacquainted with some of the other people on our team, I have to say that I am more convinced probably than ever before that Beachbody is the real deal. Not that I had any doubt. But we have an amazing team. If you guys didn't get a chance to go to Summit to meet everybody, you really missed out. So you definitely want to try and get there for 2014. Angie asked me to share my experience of Camp Do More with you guys and with Beachbody Summit. I'll just be real brief about Do More. Rumor has it that Camp Do More and Summit will be integrated together in 2014. So it'll be interesting to see how all of that unfolds. For me, I'm really excited about it because I think that it will allow more coaches to experience a little bit of the magic that happens at camp. Do More is hosted by Chalene Johnson, and everybody knows that she's the brain behind Turbo Jam, Turbo Fire, Chalene Extreme, and a bunch of other stuff. And Do More is all about building and growing, not just your business, but your relationships. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone, self-discovery, and she does a lot of personal development stuff. The energy there is just incredible. It's very positive. There's team competitions. We do workouts. There's dances. But the most important part for me was the lectures. She did some workshops and she did a lecture. And the workshop was fitness as your full-time job. She talked about what they look for when they're looking for master trainers. And she talks about ways that you can get hired in the gym. So if you get Insanity or P90X or Turbo Kick certification, at this workshop, she taught us all the different ways that you can make yourself stand out from all the other people that go there and audition for the part. The lecture that she did was called Unstoppable. For me, this was by far the best part of Do More. It was just more important than the dances and all of that kind of stuff. The purpose of the lecture was to help us guide ourselves into becoming unstoppable, not just in business, but in goal setting, in setting priorities in life. And she touched on 8 things that hold you back, and I'll just share them briefly. If anybody wants the notes from them, if you just let me know. Of course, I took great notes for all the lectures and stuff, and I can send them to you. But the 8 things that she touched on that hold you back is 1, self-doubt, 2, fear, 3, negative self-talk, when you put yourself down all the time. 4 was lack of patience. 5 was the labels that we give ourselves. 6 was the labels and the limits that others give us. 7 was unresolved trauma, and 8 was unprocessed past. Now, there's little things that go with all of that, but those are all of the things that we use that hold us back, and they're all things that we use on ourselves. The lecture, she also told us how to hardwire ourselves for confidence, and she also stresses the importance of removing toxic thoughts and toxic people out of your life. She told us how to build our confidence bank up by making more positive deposits and less negative withdrawals, which makes total sense, right? There's a book that she recommended, and I wrote it down somewhere, and I think it's called The Power of Habit, and it was written by Charles Duhigg. I found it on Kindle, and I don't remember how much it was, but it didn't cost that much. One of the powerful things that I did read in the book and that she talked about was that it's not 21 days that create a habit. We've been told forever that 21 days create a habit, but it's not. It's your connection to the reward that makes the habit. And that makes perfect sense to me because, for instance, when I did the Ultimate Reset, it was 21 days. It wasn't the 21 days that made it a habit for me. It was the fact that after the reset and while I was doing it, I slept better, I felt better. It was absolutely amazing. So Do More is a very powerful experience. If you guys do get the chance to go, I really, really, really highly, highly recommend that you do. You just leave and you're ready. You're ready to take on anything, and especially your Beachbody business, which is where I'm going to go now, which is a summit. Right after camp, there was 7,000 coaches that came into the MGM. The positive energy was absolutely incredible. It was great. We set the MGM on fire. I think that Angie and everyone else that was there will agree with that. If you did not go to Summit, please know that Summit is a must-attend event. Of course, there's going to be certain circumstances where it might not be possible, but if there is any way possible for you to go, you should. Because I could play back every single video of every general session, every workout, every workshop, every lecture, and it would not even begin to give you the feeling that is in the room. You have to be in the room to feel the energy from other people. And now I'm going to try and be really brief, but there were so many awesome things at Summit. The general session, this is where we get all of our new products. They tell us what's coming out, like the Vanilla Shakeology, the T25. We got the results from all the focus groups. Lots of laughter, lots of tears, lots of awards. We said goodbye to Brett Blake in his current role. We listened to Tracy Morrow talk about all of our Shakeology selling tactics, which was great. We watched people shred their mortgages. It was awesome. My big takeaway from all the general sessions was that it didn't matter where you are right now in the business. You can be anywhere you want to be by next Summit. You just have to really commit. There were people who went to Summit 1 year as a coach, and then they went back the next year, and they were 5-star diamond. That's huge. It makes you believe in the possibility of what you can do. We had the opportunity to listen to John C. Maxwell. Listen, I have read a ton of his books, but when you hear him speak, it was, I could never describe to you what it was like. I think everybody remembers him dropping to the floor and doing 10 push-ups. So everyone got a little bit of a laugh from that. He gave us 5 of his 15 laws of growth. It is a book that he has. I highly recommend you guys get this book. You can get it on the Kindle. Again, I'm a huge fan of Kindle because a lot of times they do some things for free. He told us to lift our lids, which made perfect sense to me. You know, you put a lid on a container to prevent stuff from falling out and spilling all over the place. You can only fill as high as the lid goes. So he wanted us to lift our lid higher as it pertains to our achievements and our goals. And he told us to repeat this daily. I determine my success by the amount of seeds that I plant. To me, that was huge because so many times we blame so many other people for all the place things that we are and where we are in our business, and it simply isn't them. We need to understand that there are certain things that we need to do for ourselves. And he also told us to get a book called, I think it was called As a Man Thinketh, and it was by James Allen. And that one is free on Kindle, too, the last time that I looked. So you want to get that one, too. I'll post these if you guys need them. There were workshops from on social media from Allie and Tara Carr, and they were great. They were about the challenge groups, ways that you can make your challenge group stand out from everybody else's. And my biggest takeaway from all the social media stuff was that it was really important to just be you and not to try to copy everyone else that you see. Tommy Migrant and Mike Ryan, they did a kick-butt job, and I did say but for everyone listening because I never say but. They did a great job in overcoming objections. There are 6 of the most common objections are time, money, spouse, fitness level, sales, and oh my God, it's a pyramid scheme. They broke it down into such simple conversational objection busters. It was great. He told us to that facts tell and stories sell. So he wants us to be a collector of stories because those are things that you can use to overcome objections from people, and to give them a narrow path, which means just give them 2 options for stuff like when you're doing the Beachbody Challenge groups. You just give them 2 options of workouts. If you give them 10 or you give them the whole catalog of what we have, it's just far too overwhelming. In the Shakeology group, Tracy and Fran, I think her name was, they gave us the formula for doing 10-day Shakeology groups. It was perfect. And I'll post it in group because otherwise I'm going to just talk too much about it. But it was really good, and it's really, really simple, and anybody can do it. You just do, it's 10 shakes, 10 healthy workouts. It can be walking. It could be anything. And then you give them 10 days of healthy meals. And I think that the Turbo Fire, the 5-day Jumpstart is probably the best meal plan to use just because it's super, super simple, and it's really, really effective. And they told us to go to Google Docs to do forms that we can put up on our page so that people can really fill out an application kind of to be in our challenge groups. And I'll post all of this. I'm going to stop right now because I'll talk forever about how good Summit was. I could go on and on. But there were so many great things at Summit. The thing that I think that we need to remember is that Beachbody, it's the real deal. There's true opportunity here, not just financially for everybody, because everybody focuses on the money, but I think that the biggest reward is in our ability to affect other people's lives. When you get that text from someone who has been trying to lose weight for 3 years and they just couldn't do it, and they were with you for 10 days in some group and they've lost 10 pounds, there is nothing that compares to that. No opportunity, no amount of money, nothing feels as good as that. So Summit's theme was to dream big, and the only thing I want to tell everybody is that I hope that you'll join me in doing just that. Just dream big, follow it up with action, and make sure that whatever you're doing next year, I think the dates are June the 19th through the 22nd, if I remember correctly, do whatever you got to do right now to make sure that you're able to be there. You don't want to miss it. Everyone that came back from Summit, they're fired up, they're ready to go, and I hope that you guys are too. And that's it. Otherwise, I'll talk forever. So I'm going to send the call over to Michael.
Thank
how you doing?
so much.
Yeah. Thanks, Karen. Wow, I'm fired up. I want to go back to Summit now. I'm just like, that was amazing.
Me too.
I want to go back right now. Anyway, thanks for having me on the call, guys. Definitely would reiterate everything Karen just said. That was perfect. I'll tell you a little bit different story here because I went to 2 summits. And my first one, I was a little skeptical. I was like, why spend the money? Why go to Vegas? Long trip, take client, miss.
Oh, is he there?
Michael?
Hello?
Okay, you there?
Hello,
Michael?
Angie?
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead. I hear him typing.
Money.
Are
Go
you
out
there, Michael?
I'm there. I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, I was very skeptical of going to Summit. It was an expense. I had to take off work. I'm a very busy personal trainer. It definitely cost me money to go. But I said, I'm just going to give it a try. I'm going to go. In 2012, I went. Totally blown away by what I saw. It's amazing. It's nonstop. Just hits you like waves, just waves of information, waves of excitement. You see just these great speakers, like Karen was saying, John C. Maxwell. She gave some good points to what he said. One of the takeaways from him was work on your strengths, not your weaknesses, which I try to work on my weaknesses. I'm going to try to work on my strengths now. All the great workshops, selling Shakeology, top Shakeology sellers in the company, give me all their secrets. Time management. Denise Needham has been certified by Franklin Covey. You get a special discount for Beachbody coaches, and that's another reason to go to Summit. You get all these early discounts on things like T25. You get it right there at Summit. Vanilla Shakeology, you get to try it before everybody else gets to try it. That's why you want to go to Summit, to try these new products coming out and hear about new things in the future, see new trailers of new videos they're making, and it just blows you away, gets you all excited, and that excitement carries on. Like I just came back, me and my accountability partner, we both went. It was his first Summit, and right 2 days later, 2 days after, Success Club, because we started making calls because we were that excited. And the main things I got from Summit was all the new products we have were the best products, but to keep it simple. There's a lot of information. You want to just take a few things. Don't take everything, but just take maybe 3 to 5 things, 3 to 5 new ideas, because there's just nuggets everywhere. Every one of these sessions has nuggets, gold nuggets you want to pick out from your notes. I mean, I have tons of notes. I'm sure Karen does too. And you look at your notes and you read the notes and you see things you missed while you're sitting there listening. You say, oh, wow, I didn't see that before. And you just take 3 to 5 things. Keep it simple. And what I learned is just focus on Success Club and challenge groups. And that's what I'm going to do. Some people can focus on other things, but, I got Success Club in a couple of days after Summit. And I'm going to keep moving forward and building my business. And even going to Super Saturday, that's like a mini Summit. That's why I want to go to the Super Saturday event coming up this Saturday. But definitely got to make it to Summit. I mean, through Beachbody, in the last year, I've seen Seth Godin speak in person, John C. Maxwell. I've seen Chris Widener, Paul Zane-Pilzer. I mean, I've read their books. I've seen them on video, but to see them in person and see them speak, you realize what a great company Beachbody is. And it's a legit company. You're thinking, maybe this doesn't work. I'm skeptical, but they have the best trainers, the best programs, the best marketing, the best infomercials. We got all the tools. You just got to go out there and do the work and just make the calls right and get it done. And like Summit or Super Saturday is what's going to keep you going and get you fired up. It gets tough because it does get tough sometimes being out there. And you think you're by yourself, but then you go to Summit and you see you're around 7,000 people just like you who are all fired up, ready to go, ready to get it done. And you have the group training, the group workouts. To see 7,000 people in a parking lot at 6 a.m. in Vegas, I mean, if that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. Everybody else is sleeping it off, and we're out there busting our butt out in the heat. It's amazing. So whatever you got to do, get to Summit. Whatever you got to do, get Super Saturdays. Because even if you're in the hallways talking to other coaches, you get ideas just by talking in the hallways, not just from things you see in the workshops. So whatever you got to do, get there. I think Karen covered most of it, but I just want to say, if you're skeptical, just try it. Try to go. Try to do whatever you got to do. Save your money, and get there. That's about all I got for you, Angie.
Michael, this is Michelle, and we have one question from an Emerald coach, Scott, who says, what advice would you give an Emerald coach who has decided since Summit to go for it in their business? So what is your recommendation? And let's let Karen answer also.
Okay.
What do you think is the first few things you need to do?
First thing to do is make a list. Take a list of everybody you know, narrow it down to about the first 10 people you think need to lose weight, get in shape, maybe want to start a business, and start inviting them to your challenge group. And set a deadline for that challenge group. That gives you a timeline. If you say I'm starting July 8th, the deadline is going to be June 30th. So that gives them about a week to get their products. So now you have a deadline. You have to work at that deadline. You have to fill that challenge group now. And you get your list out, and you start making calls, and start making texts, start messaging people, and inviting them to your challenge group. And the first 10 say no. You go to the next 10. You say, okay, I'm here to help with your nutrition and fitness. And it just keeps building on that, because you don't realize you might not get that many people at the beginning, but I'm gonna have probably like 15 or 20 people I'm always talking to. I'm giving you advice. They might not join my group today, but like a guy last night was asking me about T25. So I keep putting my T25 workouts in my Facebook page, and he's like, all right. He actually said this. He says, all right, let's go T25. so people actually start coming to you if you're just doing the 3 vital behaviors. If you're doing the workout, posting about it, you're making your list and calling people, texting, messaging people constantly, at least 2 to 5 a day, and you do that for a few weeks, and be proof the product works, and do your personal development, because when things get tough, like I said, go to John C. Maxwell or wherever you use for personal development, Tony Robbins. If you have that success, online in your back office, or the national coach call. That keeps you fired up. That's when you want to listen to those calls every week, or even go back and listen to the archived calls, because you say, man, I'm calling people, nothing's happening, but you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. You don't ever give up. And the Success Club will come, the challenge groups will get filled up, and you'll succeed. You'll go to Diamond, and you'll get better. You'll get better. That's the one thing it's one thing that John C. Maxwell said too. He said one of the most important things he said was, when I first started writing, my first book took me 3 years to write. It was only 100 pages, because I was terrible. But I got better. So what I do is I practice every day. I didn't just give up and say, okay, I'm terrible at this. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get help from some people. I'm going to study writers. I'm going to study other people that are successful. I'm going to do what they do. So
awesome.
I hope that answers it.
Thanks so much. No, that's great. Karen, do you have anything to add?
Nope, sounded good to me. That was perfect. I 100%.
Awesome. And, I guess the only thing I want to add in closing is when I went to my first summit, it was 2010. They were still having summit in early May, and I had just started. And I don't even think I was Emerald yet. And I came back and I made the decision I was going to be Diamond by the end of that month, because they had some sort of special going where if you went Diamond in your first 90 days, you got some sort of extra Success Club points. And it was the only way I was going to be able to make the trip if I did that. Otherwise, I would have missed the boat, literally. So Summit has a way of just making what you're doing legitimate in your head. And it's not that, it's not that you don't believe in yourself or in your business, but there's something special about when you're there and you feel the energy and you listen to Carl and you listen to all these people with so much passion and they've done so many incredible things, and you see those, those $1 million body earners and, winners, and it's just an incredible feeling. So that's the most important thing. And, don't wait until next year to buy your ticket. Go in your back office and get it now. Commit now, because there's something about when you decide to do something, it's you telling yourself, I'm not going to fail. I'm going to be there. I'm going to do this. And, you're taking your business seriously. And so it does something subconsciously when you commit to going to these events. Super Saturday events, same thing. And we have one coming up. Make sure you're going to be there. Make sure you're a part of it. Talk to the leaders and ask what you can do. And so those are the most important things you can do insofar as building your team too. I know when I started bringing my team to the Super Saturday events, my team grew. When I started bringing my team to Summit, my team grew. And so there's power in those events, and that's why they do them. So take advantage of it and go out there and just achieve your dreams, because you can really do it. And thanks so much, you guys. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Karen. This was a great call. I feel like I want to go. I want to go back and do Summit all over again too. And so everybody's excited. Let's go forth and grow this team and help as many people as we can. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thank you.